some of the great examples about how you communicate about yourself and to yourself, how you talk to your own self in private as well as in public, has a very big impact on your profession, on your career, on your life, on everything. So I was once talking to a singer. We've all known this, but this is so profound to actually view it in a very subtle way, in a very deep way. This lady, she doesn't talk about herself in any other way. She doesn't gossip about anyone. She doesn't talk about anyone. She doesn't have any other information. Every time she talks, she's always talking about, so I went to this place, I went to that event, I did this, I did that. I mean, her whole conversation is never about family members or husband or kids or any other friend or anything else. Either she's talking about an instrument or she's talking about her performance, or she's talking about, and she's not like a famous singer, but she's earning really well and she's living her life, even if it's in a normal way. But she's been invited to, small events, parties and weddings, and especially religious events. And she's very fond of religious events, religious singing, religious songs, bhajans, kirtans. So she's always talking about that. And I was thinking, the way she speaks about herself publicly, and maybe she's doing the same thing alone also when she's all by herself, is creating a reality. Then I noticed some more people, and you can do this too. I was just observing this lady. She is always gossiping about somebody or the other. She always picks on to one specific person who is not present over there, and she will gossip about that person's family life or relationship. Mostly it is relationship. She's very much interested in whose husband is going where, whose wife is talking to who is doing what in the neighborhood. And if you look at her own family life, like her personal situation with everyone, I mean, she has got all the things, the material things, the luxuries, the control of the house. But I don't think anybody sort of trusts her, because if she's gossiping about X to Y, then she would call X and talk about Y. And when she'll call Y, she'll talk about X. So everybody knows that. And nobody really takes her seriously because of that. And she doesn't have really good friends, because she's usually gossiping about her own friends, and maybe within her family she's doing the same things. So people are not very fond of her, and she's a lonely person from that perspective. And I've seen some other people who always give energy to others, always make other people feel elated and positive and motivated. But when they talk about their own self, like they'll talk to other people and they'll say, you know what, you're doing great, or you're looking beautiful, or you're looking pretty, or you're so healthy. I'm not doing this, but I'm not doing that. So everybody who meets these kind of people, they feel good, like, yeah, I got compliments. But because they never speak highly about themselves, or they never speak positively about themselves, they always look below others, because that's what they're doing to themselves. They're always below other people, and other people also see them as below them only. So whenever they talk to them, they are looking at them like from an elevated place, from a place where they are at a pedestal, but the one who's complimenting them, taking care of them, saying nice things to them is below them. So they never would say, oh, you're also looking very nice, oh, you're also healthy, oh yeah, I really like talking to you. No, none of that is happening to such people. So they are basically giving energy but never receiving any energy, because they're talking about others in the best way possible. They do it to be in the good books of everyone, so that they are liked by everyone, so that they are loved by everyone, they are able to fit in with everyone. But when you're trying to do something, when you're doing something, making so much effort, it actually means that you are not that. You've not maintained that position. That's why you're trying so hard. So make sure you also check your own self-talk publicly and privately. How do you imagine yourself? How do you talk about yourself? And there are so many examples of this. I also know people who have a very balanced approach. They talk nicely about themselves as well as they talk nicely about others as also. They're honest about themselves, they're honest about others also. Whatever they need work on, they'll talk about that. But again, some people are very private about whatever they feel, what needs to be done, what needs to be worked upon, how much money they have, how do they grow, how do they perform, lots and lots of things they keep to themselves. But there is a certain confidence they have, because when they're all by themselves or in their mind mentally, whenever they talk to their own selves, they're always giving power to themselves. So some people's presence is very powerful. They may not speak a lot, but their presence is very powerful. Similarly, some people may be talkative and they may be expressive and communicative, and there are two kinds in every department. Like there are some people who don't talk much, they are very quiet and silent, but every time they are thinking something, it's always negative overthinking, negative what ifs. Whenever they appear in front of other people, they have a negative energy, they have a draining energy, because they're constantly thinking about bad things. But then there are others who are quiet, and the mental chit chat they have is quite positive, and it's positive overthinking, or you can say it is positive what ifs are going on in their heads, inside their minds. Then there are observers. So there is a communication pattern which is always happening within you, and you need to be mindful of that if you want to really grow and gain, and you want everything to be very neutral and very relaxed. Then you have to watch how you talk to yourselves. Are you talking to yourselves in a relaxed way, or is it a haphazard way? How are you talking to your friends, to other people, to your peers, relatives, family members? It all has a big impact on your physical reality.